Hello, I'm about to share with you one of the most important things that I've found in this whole flat earth thing. All sun, moon, stars, earth, horizons, oceans, everything like that, I'll put that aside. There's something else that's being overlooked in all this, and that is the deception of the whole thing. Not about this is true or this is a lie or that's false or this is inaccurate, but just the overview of what's really going on with this. It's deliberate. It's been used against everybody who's either for it, and even the people who are against it who attack the people who are for it. The same story that usually goes with everything also goes along with this. It's just another system of control and division. I do write my material, and this is about to get real boring, but I'm going to read this little paragraph that I wrote and just put out the idea of what I've collected in the form of this little story. Alright, the heads of the world systems got together one day. One of them came up with an idea to test how well they were doing their job and at the same time boost their effectivity, if it all went well. What was the idea to pitch to the people? An old idea, flat earth. They said, we did so well at convincing people the earth is a spinning ball. Why not throw in a wrench that will put divisions not only between those who may choose to believe the earth is flat and the people who believe in a globe, but also make it where none of the flat earth believers will ever agree or get along. All they had to do was put out some videos on YouTube, and that would be enough to get the ball rolling. After that, enough of the people will make videos using what very limited mind and resources they have to continue the success of the divisions. Enough people not understanding what their eyes see and just getting their information from the internet will be plenty to make the world system's handprint on this very light, because the population maintains their operations for them. All they have to do is start it. Like so many things in this world, all they do is start the program, and we maintain the deceptions for them. They don't have to do anything. That's why they're unseen, no name, you don't know who they are. We do all the dirty work for them. Everybody gets together on some social media and says their part, and none of the ideas agree with each other, so it's just a big bickering back and forth and nobody agreeing. 2014, 2015, we had the back-to-back lunar eclipses or blood moons, whatever they called it, and those got me interested in looking up. And whenever I started watching them, I started thinking, well, what am I really looking at? How does this really happen? And as I started watching them, seeing how they appeared in the sky, then I started going back through the basics of what I did remember. Oh, the moon's this, and this is how it operates, this is how it works. And I just got to just thinking something's not right about the bullcrap I've been taught. Of course, at that time, I probably wasn't saying, oh, this is bullcrap. That came later. The next thing that got my attention in this, the sun path from summer to winter. I went to my grandma's house one day in early summer, something like that, and the sun was coming up and shining through a window a certain way, and then when it went down, it was shining back through the window at a different angle. And I was just talking to her, I was like, does it seem kind of weird how the angle of the sun is shining through here? And I don't know, maybe she was noticing it at the time too, which she doesn't believe in anything I believe in, but she thought it was odd too. It was like, in however many years she's been alive, this seemed strange all of a sudden. And at the same time, it seemed, new to me, because I never paid attention to how the sun goes overhead from summer to winter until I started looking up. So I was interested in lunar eclipses and the sun path overhead, but that still, I guess I didn't get on a direction at the time. I just had a lot of questions that didn't have answers. I was interested in gyroscopes for I don't know what reason, just always thought they were cool. And I think that's how I actually ran onto a picture of a flat earth model. And that's how I got into seeing what was on the internet about it. It wasn't very long after looking on the internet, nobody could agree. Before I was even had found whatever I needed to find to convince myself, which was a lot of stuff, it was easy to see that nobody could agree on anything. Everybody's got their own opinion, and this is why the deception of it is so successful, is because there's a million flat earthers, let's say, and none of them have the same ideas or opinions or anything, for the most part. Some say and argue the moon makes its own light, it's its own light source, and then some other people say the moon reflects light from the sun. Okay, not everything they can lie about. Some things are fairly obvious. And most people that have the idea that the moon lights itself up, they just don't want to agree with whatever has already been put out there by the system. The system can't lie about everything. I mean, they can, but there's some things they can't lie about because it's too obvious as to what's going on if you know what you're looking at. I do not have an answer or explanation for every little aspect of flat earth ideas, or how the heavens and the earth work, or stars. I don't have every detail of it. All I have is enough that convinced me that it's not what the world system says it is, which is a globe. It's definitely not a globe. All the evidence that convinced me that it's not a globe were things that I found by experimentation, being outside, just looking at the world around me, and putting two and two together, which is the best way anybody's going to do it. If I was going to give any advice, I would say throw your computer out and quit getting information off of it to try to convince yourself what's true and what's not. It's the best, worst place to find your information. If you're looking for facts, like a needle in a haystack, that's what the internet's good for. Spend some time outside. Spend some time looking up. It's really common sense. If you want to know what something is, go observe it. Touch it if you can. Hear it if you can. Whatever. Just quit going to the internet for everything you think you know. This whole flat earth movement, whatever you want to call it, it absolutely is a deception. There's just no doubt about it. That's how smart these people are, is that they can use something that's true as a deception. Because it doesn't matter about true or false. All that matters is they divide you, they keep you weak. As long as they can keep you weak, it doesn't matter what material they use to do it. The topics are vast. And it doesn't have to be the internet. Before they had the internet, they still did it. Take your pick. Religion, politics, division. With this whole flat earth thing, a lot of people got their focus put on the earth whenever there's one thing that people should be putting their focus on if they want to be ahead of the game, and that is the world. The world systems, all their little tricks, all their little systems of control. Well, I've beat this dog to death. It's probably going to happen again in some form or another. Until next time, later.